Are you having problems with your floor jack? Not raising your vehicle, drifting off, hard to drag across the floor? These are all valid concerns that we all have with our floor jacks. You may think, well, I'll just go get a new jack and that should solve it. That's not always the case. But 6 months ago, I discovered something that we can fix this on new and used jacks. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Today I want to discuss floor jacks and bleeding them. So new and used floor jacks both can get air in the cylinder. New ones get it from shipping handling. Used jacks, they get air in them over time with use, cylinders going in and out, in and out. It will pull air into the cylinder at some point. With that, you will have issues such as whenever the car is up in the air, it'll slowly bleed down or it doesn't lift the car at all. So today I want to go over that. But first things first, we want to check one thing out to make sure that there's not a bigger problem. So let's start off. You're going to need jack oil, towels, and whatever screwdriver your fill plug may be. We'll get back to that. First, let's go ahead and check that seal on the cylinder. Go ahead and close the valve, and then we'll go ahead and jack it all the way up. Something you may want to do is put it on blocks, some old scrap wood or something, just so it's up off the wheels so you don't have to worry about it rolling around. All right, now that that's all the way up, what we're looking for is around the cylinder. We're looking for leaks, any kind of major leaks. There might be a fine layer of dust on here. That's okay, because on this cylinder, every time it goes down and comes out, it's got fluid on it and it gets wiped off, so you might have a little bit of buildup. What you're looking for is on the bottom, you're looking for major leaks. It would be really wet around here if it's leaking really bad, or it may be dripping out the bottom here of this housing. So that normally indicates that you got a bad seal. That might be the reason why it may be bleeding off, or it may also be won't even lift your car. So that may be an issue. In this case, this would be, if this jack had that problem, I would probably throw it out because it's a Harbor Freight jack. Go get another one. You can also look around, see if your jack may have a rebuild kit to replace the seal that is gone bad here. That is possible. That's totally up to you what you'd want to do. But I know I don't have any of those issues. So at this point, let's go ahead and move on to the bleed procedure. All right, now that we've checked the seal and everything's all good, we're going to go ahead and let this down all the way. Open up the valve, let it go all the way down, and give it a little bit of help. Then leave the valve open. First things first, we're going to go ahead and pull the fill plug and check the fluid level. In this case, mine is a Phillips head. Yours may be a flat head. It may be just a rubber plug. It's all going to determine on what yours is. So in this case, mine's a number 3 Phillips. And that you'll also see that there's an O-ring here as well. I don't want to pull on it because it's pretty well in there. So we'll just leave that. And what you're looking for is right in there, you'll see the silver. You want the fluid level over just right at that top of that. So as of right now, I know I don't have enough on there. So I checked it earlier before I started the video to see where we were going to be. So I know I'm going to need to put a little in it. So something I like to do for a funnel is the caps like this. You'll make a big mess trying to dump it out of the bottle. So what I actually do is take the lid off and I put it over top of the hole and I use it as a funnel. And I just pour it right on in there. And you want to be very easy. It won't take much at all. And go ahead and check and see where we're at. I'm thinking we're probably pretty close. So I can see if you start looking in the light, I'll go ahead and show you here. There's now more. Get this to focus here. There's definitely some on the screwdriver, so I know I'm over top of it. So that's good. Don't want to overfill it. I don't think it'll bother anything, but I don't like to. So let's go ahead, mop up the mess I made there. And we'll go ahead and we'll reinstall the plug. Next thing we want to do is we are going to go ahead and close. We're going to go ahead and make sure the valve's still open all the way. There we go. And then we're going to pump this 10 to 12 times with the valve open. And what we're doing is circulating the air out of the system. Now that we did that, let's go ahead, close the valve. Up here cranking on it. Most people has a twist handle, mine has a knob on the top. So, all right, let's go ahead and jack it all the way up. Now what you're gonna do is take your fill plug with whatever you need for a screwdriver, and we're gonna go ahead and crack it loose. Now you might hear a little bit of air, so that's okay. So now we left it open, the fill plug. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and lower it down with the fill plug open. And what that'll do is help push some of the air out. Once it's all the way down, go ahead and close the valve, close your fill plug again. We're gonna go ahead and jack it up again. All right, we're all the way back up. Go ahead, open up your fill plug again, leave it open, and go ahead and let it back down. And then close the fill plug again. Wipe it off, because there will be some fluid that comes out. No concerns. Now let's go ahead and take the actual fill plug out and double check the fluid. Now you might see fluid come out of here. That's okay. That means there's not much air left in the system. Check our fill level again. Make sure to wipe off the screwdriver. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. Stick it down in there, pull it out. There's clearly fluid on it. So that means we're good on fluid. We'll go ahead, replace the screw again. And at this point, all complete. Now that we know the fluid's all good, let's go ahead and test it one more time. Make sure to close the valve. Make sure we got no leaks. Everything's still looking good. We'll go ahead and let it down. Make sure everything operates fine. And at this point, it's all taken care of. So now we can put it underneath the car and you can test it if you'd like. Also, something I would recommend, grab yourself a grease gun, grease this. So let's go ahead and do that. Got our grease gun here. Let's go ahead and put it on. Give us a couple pumps of grease. This will keep the squeaks away. Always look around, see where it might be coming out. You can start to see it come out over there. So that's when you know you have enough. Wipe off all your excess grease so you don't get it all over you the next time you use it. Now that's good. All right, now that we put grease in here, so we can get rid of keep any squeaks away, something I would definitely recommend, a couple of places, go ahead and jack this up a little bit, is in the wheels. These tend to get stiff to turn, and you'll drag it around the floor and you'll just think it's because it's heavy. Not necessarily. Get yourself a can of white lithium grease in a spray can, and then just give yourselves a couple shots down in, like air. Spin it around a little bit. Right here on these pivot points, right here on these arms, right here, I'd put a little. That'll help with that. That's a wear point, so that'll help with that. And then there's another one right here. Push it over so you can see it. And then there's two more over here. And then just take a rag, wipe off the excess. You can also do the same on the caster wheels as well. Just give yourself a little shot of grease. A little bit of lithium grease there. And then on the caster pin itself where it pivots and swivels, give that a little spray, both sides. And that'll help keep that lubed up. Do the same on these wheels, and your jack should be good for quite a long time now. I recommend doing this. It all depends on probably how much you use your jack. Me, in my case, probably once a year. Probably all I'll need it. If you're in a shop setting, probably once every 6 months, doesn't hurt. I hope this helps. I hope your jack is now restored. Give it a wipe down, give it a little love. I think it's probably the least maintained thing in the garage. It's just used and abused. So if you take care of it like this, it'll serve you a lot of years. Greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next one.